How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and today we're going to be talking about Ocugen, ticker symbol OCGN. We talked about this stock last night. This is a stock we do not talk about often on the channel, but when I was looking at the chart and taking a look at the catalysts that are coming up and as well as the recent news, it was part of the reason why I wanted to share it with you guys. And then lo and behold, we end up seeing some strong movements in price action today. I ended up FOMOing. I tell you guys that you should not FOMO, but I ended up FOMOing into this play, getting in at around $7.15. And then I literally rolled that up to $10 that you see in after hours and closed out my position. The reason why I did this, I told you guys this, that when it comes to OCGN, it does not do a great job holding its gains. I'll be taking a look at it tomorrow to see if another opportunity presents itself. But for now, I'm telling you guys, if you're still in it, or maybe you were considering about actually getting into a position, just make sure that you protect your profits and don't be greedy when it comes to this play. Could it run up even further? Of course it can, but this is a stock that has a lot of bag holders in it and a lot of people who are actually day trading it, swing trading it, wanting to take profits. So what I'm going to be going through quickly for this video for the agenda, be doing a technical analysis, and then on top of that, we're going to be taking a look at the institutional ownership and as well as the short interest. We did see a bit of a squeeze today considering the price action, but hey, we're going to be covering and going over that even further in the final thought, so let's get into it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for OCGN, which had a strong day in the market today. So it ended up closing at $9.29 during regular trading hours, of course, being up 42.92% on the day. When we take a look at the ranges, it tested the low of $6.58, and then on the high it got to $9.55, and this was literally going into the close, and it's part of the reasons why we're seeing a ton of momentum into the after hours. So right away, the first thing that we need to take a look at is the RSI. So this is definitely overbought. It's well above 80. It's like literally in the 90 range. Yeah, 90. So I would definitely make sure that you are taking profits. I was telling you this before, OCGN is very well known for not being able to keep its gains. Am I saying that there's not going to be more growth ahead in regards to the stock price? No. All I'm saying is to protect your profits. So the first thing that we can look at, the 21-day EMA, it's literally just riding, trending right above it. It's broke through the indicators on the 200-day and the 100-day, so it is looking extremely bullish. So going into tomorrow, I want to see OCGN actually get into that $10 area, and I won't be surprised. Now, what I want to show you guys very quickly is a 3-month chart. So I want you to see an overall picture of what potentially can happen as this week progresses, and also leading up into more news in regards to covaxin and also it getting FDA approval. We have an area of resistance here right at this $10 level. If we pass this $10 level of resistance, the next area that we could see, especially with increased volume and a lot of buying pressure, is right here at $11. It'll be very, very quick because we can take the overall volume we had today was 218 million. And take into consideration the news from Joe Biden dropped in regards to the capital gains, this stock just had a ton of momentum. It's like the news didn't even matter. So just taking that into consideration, if it gets into 10 with increased buying pressure, it can easily get to $11. Once it passes this $11 range, it could definitely make that move getting to 12. Of course, this would be an area of resistance here, and if it's able to get past 12, you'll see a strong move to 13. Like I said, this is a stock that moves very quickly, and when it does move, we get some serious price action. Also to be aware of, and I stated this yesterday, there's a lot of bag holders who are in this stock. So those particular areas that I showed you of resistance and where we want to see it to pass, please consider and realize making sure, hey, I'll put my profit target here and so forth, all right? Now, if we take a look at areas of support, we already know this area of support I want to be seeing held up above 7, but since we've had this strong run today and we're at the price where we're at this $9.30 level, I want to see $9 actually hold up. If $9 can actually hold up going into tomorrow, and as the day starts to progress in the market, It will definitely get to 10 and it will definitely get 11. I have no doubt in my mind about it. But be prepared for a pullback because, like I said, the RSI is looking very hot right now. And considering there's a lot of bag holders and there's going to be a lot of people taking profits, I want to make sure that you're caught on the winning end and not on the losing end. So we're now on Fintel.io and we want to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and as well as the short interest for OCGN. In regard to institutional owners, we have a total of around 68. And as we take a look, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. And one thing that I want you to be aware of, if we take a look from the date of April the 21st to the 22nd, we have 4 institutions that have opened up new positions in OCGN. So this is something to be aware of, and it does also show us that, hey, they have some bullish outlooks for this stock, especially when we look at Lehman DeFrilo and Financial Resources with its 21,000 shares and having a position opened up just yesterday before the run-up. We can see 3 other institutions are like, hey, we want to be a part of this as well, and they're seeing the long-term outlook. So this is very interesting to see, but do note in this particular period of time, especially in April, we have 2 institutions that ended up closing their positions, but hey, things are still looking bullish for Ocugen regardless. If we take a look now at the short interest, so the short volume ratio is at 30%, and this is exactly what we like to see. Anything above 21%, we have a high short squeeze potential, so we end up seeing some serious moves in price action, and that's definitely one of the reasons why we ended up having a strong movement that we had today. Because anyone who was shorting this stock, if you were in this run-up, you want to minimize your risk. So to minimize your risk, you're going to cover your short position so you're not going to get burned while the stock is running. So just be aware of that. As far as the short shares availability, it's showing 0 right now at the moment, but I will look into that further. And this is as of April the 22nd. Okay, and if we scroll down to short borrow free rate, that is not available. Like I said, I'm going to be sharing with you guys that if I come across it, it will be in the final thoughts of this video. And as far as the short volume ratio, taking a look at the history. So on April the 21st, which was yesterday, it was at the 29.75%. So it'll be very interesting to see what it will be when the latest report comes out today later on. But if we take a look at the previous history, this is definitely an all-time high for the past since April the 8th. So be aware of that, know that, and I do believe that there's still more room for OCGN to run, but make sure you protect your profits because like I said, there's a lot of bag holders in this stock and there's going to be a lot of people who are taking profits. While looking on Fintel.io, like you saw in that portion of the video, I didn't see any information in regards to the short shares availability and as well as the borrow free rate. So I went on iBorrow and the most recent thing that I saw here, you'll see it up on the screen, is that this was pretty much on April the 21st and they had about 5,000 shares available to short and the borrow free rate was around 7.9% and this was at 445. But do keep in mind the 21st was yesterday. You'll see it on the screen. Let's get into the final thoughts. So for my final thoughts for OCGN, there's definitely more room for upside in this stock. What we're waiting on is that FDA approval and also getting that authorization for emergency use. But of course, this is not going to happen if they do not get that FDA approval. One of the things we also need to realize, and what came out on the news today, India ended up having a global record in new COVID-19 cases at around 314,000. So just knowing this, and we're experiencing this all over the world. I experienced it in Canada. We've seen cases also go up in America as well. Just taking this into consideration, there's definitely a big time need. There's demand for this vaccine. And the fact that covaxin did great in those phase 3 trials, like we stated yesterday, and also showing up to 100% effectiveness against severe cases, it's definitely looking good for Bharat Biotech and OCGN. And for anyone who's holding shares, like I said previously, I just want you to make sure that you protect your profits. This stock can be very volatile, and there's a lot of bag holders that are in this stock as well, and there's going to be many who are taking profits. A lot of people who are swing trading this, day trading this, and so forth. So just being aware of that and keeping yourself in the know, you'll be able to make the right decisions. Am I going to be going back into OCGN tomorrow? Hey, if the opportunity presents itself and then I see the demand, the volume like we saw today, then of course I will consider taking a position. But again, it's barring on the conditions. There's a lot of volatility inside the market. We saw that sharp dip when Joe Biden came out and released an update on the capital gains tax. So knowing all of this, I definitely want to have that wait and see approach and see how this market continues to react to the news. Of course, the market will level itself out, but in this particular case, I feel that patience is a virtue. For anyone who might be in this play and you're feeling nervous about it, one thing I want to remind you of, if you're in a particular stock, you need to have high conviction if you're looking at it as an investment. If you don't, then do a favor for your mental health and make the right decision for you, because of course, I can't tell you what to do. But overall, in general, things are looking really good for covaxin, which is by Bharat Biotech and OCGN, and they have an opportunity here. So it all depends how this thing plays out, how the FDA actually responds to it. We already know it's effective, right? So that sums up pretty much everything that I need to say about this stock. I hope you guys watched the institutional ownership section as well, because we did see that institutions have been showing some interest as of late, and especially for today. So hope you enjoyed this video. We'll be talking real soon. Peace.